video is a quick overview of how to be an awards chairperson. So I just want to welcome you if you're a new awards chairperson. Thank you for taking the position, and we hope that this video will be informative for you. If you're a returning chairperson, thank you very much for your service, and we hope that we have something new here that will be helpful for you. But thank you both for volunteering, both kinds for volunteering your time and effort to the New York State PTA. Why awards are important? Because it's important to recognize volunteers, students, teachers, and community member. Everyone loves to get an award. People want to feel noticed and appreciated for what they're doing. Awards can bring communities together to celebrate. If you present an award at the Board of Education meeting, it might highlight what your PTA is doing. For example, not everybody is paying attention to what the other schools are doing. If you're in an elementary school, the middle school and high school might not know what your PTA is doing. So it's a way for the whole community to shine on what the PTA is really improving and being successful at. And also, if you do it at like a community fair, an outside community event, then it highlights how important the PTA is into school, because a lot of times what the PTA does, if you're not involved in the school, they think it's coming from their school taxes because they think that it's run by the school, and it's not. So it's important to shine on all the amazing things that you guys are doing in your PTAs. And it highlights the important work. You may be working on an advocacy issue and have an advocacy award that highlights something that you've been working to get in front of legislators all year long. So it really brings out the shine in what you're doing. It also will inspire others to join you. They're like, oh, I didn't know the PTA did that. I thought they only did fundraising. No, we do a lot of other things. We're advocating for kids and school conditions and, health issues, and we're running programs to help parents figure out how to teach their kids math, because, with the new math things, we don't know how to do it, and things like that, and how to, be good internet citizens and to decipher information that they see on the internet. So all kinds of good things that you're doing that they may not know that you are doing. So awards can be a great way to honor or remember members who have made a difference in your PTA. This can focus on an area that the member have worked on in his or her lifetime. For example, in New York State PTA, we have this award called the Youth Humanitarian Award in memory of Stanley Marcus. And it is to recognize a high school senior or junior who exemplifies this principles of Stanley Marcus. He was the third vice president of New York State PTA in the 70s. He was a great humanitarian, and he was dedicated to youth, and he was a zealous volunteer in community service. So that's one way you can, if you have an outstanding teacher, an outstanding administrator or volunteer, you can highlight just their legacy and honor them with an award. So duties of an awards chairperson. First off, you need to know what the awards are. I put learn more, but basically you need to know what award opportunities are there. So at the local level, you need to find out if your local PTA gives out awards. If they've had awards in the past and they've been shelved, maybe look at them, dust them off, see if they need to be updated, and maybe bring them back, or bring them back in a different form. Also, you can find out about, you can also, in our next video, find out how to create an award. So that's coming up. So check out that at our website at nyspta.org. Regions have awards for PTAs for their units. We have 13 regions around New York State, so find out which region you're in. You can find that out on the New York State PTA website. And then you look on their regions pages. They may have a award page right on there that outlines what they do. Usually regions have an awards chairperson, or the region director covers that. So if you don't see a contact name on the website, contact the region director and they can direct you to the right person. And for your New York State PTA, you can go to the New York State PTA website, which you'll see here on the slide on the right. And you go to the right to the Programs tab. You'll click on that, and Awards is right the first tab underneath there. And it'll spell out all the different awards, the criteria, the applications, and all that. You're not alone in this. You have a region person usually to help you out, on a region awards chairperson. Like we said, contact the region director if you can't find their name on the website, or contact your state representative. We have our awards person is called awards specialist. Right now it's Gail Gregoria, and her email is at awards@nyspta.org. And also, because awards is under the programs team, so we oversee awards, arts, and literacy. So you can also contact the programs coordinator, and they're at programs@nyspta.org. So the main part of your job is just basically getting the information about the awards and grant opportunities out there. You have to remind people that you have these awards coming up, and especially the deadlines. You just have to keep reminding deadlines coming up. So how do you do that? You ask to be a set part of the PTA agenda. Chair people should be giving their reports at PTA meetings. You're a chairperson. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Don't be nervous. You're giving people information that they need. So just stand up and just state what they need to know. You can do it at a PTA event. You could do it at back to school night. If there's a concert in the school, ask if you can make an announcement before the concert. Fun night, book fair, literacy night, math night. Stand up and do a quick announcement. This award's coming up. Here's the deadline. Here's what you need to know. Get that information out. Work with the unit president to include awards information in the emails that are going out to members. Work with the publicity person. If there's whoever's running the website, it could be, you could have a chairperson, it could just be one of the board members, it could just be a volunteer. Work with that person to get an awards page on the website and the information. And importantly, put your name and a contact email where they can get in touch with you in case they have questions or problems with working the application. Also, we have social media. We have all sorts of options for that. So use that. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All you have to do is get a couple people to repost it or retweet it, and you're golden. It'll just keep spreading around. So, just ask board members to share and members of the PTA to share the information so it gets out to more people. Create flyers. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a graphic designer. It can be something simple. Just have it at the back to school night, at the membership table. Just have a flyer there that they can take and look at. Or you can put it in the local pizza place. Ask them if you can hang information there. The worst that comes back is they say no, but they may ask you why you're doing this, and you can explain a little bit about what's going on, and they learn a little bit more about PTA. So here is the awards calendar. It is filled with the national PTA information and New York State PTA information. I'm just going to highlight a little bit because otherwise this will be a very long video, and that's not my intent. So first off, I want to point out the first item here, which is the National PTA grants. National PTA has decided to give out $300,000 this year with 6 grants. So if you're wondering where your dues money goes, some of it goes to that, and it's coming right back to the community. So there's 6 different grants. The Internet Awesome Family Workshop Grant, Smart Talk Conversation Grant, Take Your Family to School Week Grant, Healthy Hydration Grant, STEM and Family Science Festival Grant, and STEM and Family Math Night Grant. Now, these grants opened on July 10th, and the deadline is September 8th. Now, when we say grants, people get upset and nervous, but really what they mean by grants is they're not expecting you to be a grant writer. They just want to hear the story of your PTA, the story of the kids in your school, the story of your teachers. So you can do that because You didn't sign up to be a chairperson if you didn't care about your school and the kids and the teachers. We all have a problem saying yes, but you care. You cared. So you can do this. It's just basically getting that stuff onto the application. That's really what they're looking for. If you have a problem or you have a question or you're really stuck, just let us know. Contact awards at NYSPTA.org or programs, and we'll help you out. Again, it's not supposed to be scary. It's just supposed to be something simple that is very open to a lot of PTAs. And so I wanted to point out the Jenkins Memorial Scholarship for Teacher Education. It says on the 15th of September. It's posted on the website. We don't keep our applications up on the website all year long. So we put them up sort of a couple months before the deadline and then take them off when the deadline's done so we don't get the years confused. And that's more of a function of the awards team. But this Jenkins Scholarship is for high school students, seniors, who are going into education. It's a $3,000 scholarship, and they have to be going to a SUNY school. And most years we're able to give approximately 12 scholarships. So it is, and there's an interview process, and we meet some amazing kids, and it's always hard to, decide because they really all bring a lot to the table. And it's not all academics, it's all looking at the whole child, so it's really well balanced. But there's a lot of kids that are going in the teaching field that just bring a lot of inspiring hope and a lot of enthusiasm to it. And then we have membership awards like the Early Bird Award. Most New York State PTA membership people are familiar with that. It's 60% of your membership. If you get all that in and paid by the 30th, you'll get that award. And then I wanted to point out the New York State PTA Reflections Theme Search deadline. That is for the Reflections program, which is the arts program that we have. It's a national PTA program. And every year there's a theme. Last year it was Heroes Around Me, and this year it is Look Within. And those themes are student-led. The students come up with ideas. They submit them through this theme search. And New York State will pick out 5. Those will be our state winners. And then we pass them along to National PTA. And when they pick their award winner, that is the theme not for the next year because that's already picked, but for 2 years afterwards. So it's very student-led and driven. I like that. In January, we have a whole bunch going on. We have the reflection submissions coming to New York State PTA. They'll be judged, and then we announce the state winners. And then I wanted to point out the 31st, the Humanitarian Award. Some of our awards come right to the state office, and that's noted on the calendar. Some of them go to the region directors first, and then the region directors will pick one winner for the region, and then the region will send it to state, and then we will have a state winner, and then we will also announce the region winners. So that's kind of different levels of awards. So March, again, Reflections goes to National. The Gazzola, the Teacher Fellowship for Graduate Study in Memory of Richard Gazzola is posted, and that is for if you have teachers that are on the fence of joining up. It would be great because that's a $3,000 scholarship that's for teachers. It's for them to continue their education and their credits, and there's a whole list of criteria there. But that is an award just for teachers, so you can mention that when you're trying to get teachers to sign up. Like, we do have valuable awards for teachers. And in June, there's a bunch of things that come due to the region directors and to the state office. But I wanted to point out the Pick a Reading Partner Award, also known as PARP, and that is our literacy program in New York State PTA, and that is our own homemade. It was made in New York State. It started at the State Ed Department and has been passed to New York State PTA. And while Reflections has a specific theme for the year, PARP, you pick your own theme. We recommend it to be run 2 weeks at the least because you want to keep up momentum, or as long as you want to, or what works for your community. So we're encouraging during that time that students read 20 minutes a day, which seems, for some students that have challenges, that can be a little off-putting. But it could be as simple as having an audiobook in the car while you're driving to practice, soccer practice or lacrosse or dance practice. That would count. Reading a cereal box. There's just lots of different ways that you can fit reading in without it being, stressful for the parents and everyone. So I just wanted to point that one out. And then we have a bunch of awards that are available throughout the year. So they're listed right there. So I hope you found this video helpful, and thank you so much, and have a great year.